Hello from Southern Ontario, February 7th. Let's talk a little more about our trampled horse lady, Candace Ciro, February 18th, 2022, in Ottawa. Now, as reported by CTV, and as stated by Candace herself, she suffered a broken clavicle, broken collarbone. And at the time, the police stated they would be looking into what they referred to themselves as a serious injury. Now, a year later or whatever, whenever they got around to investigating themselves, the Toronto police, they said, under the circumstances, as the woman did not sustain a serious injury within the term of the SUI's mandate, the SUI does not have statutory jurisdiction to investigate the matter further, and the file is closed. They said her injuries were limited to a strained shoulder. She was in the hospital 4 days, as I recall. Let's look at some of what the 2 or 3 of the police officers said at the time. And this is RCMP authenticated text, not hyperbole on the internet. Constable Scott Peaver thought the trampling, quote, was awesome, unquote. Constable Andrew Nixon wanted protesters to hear his jackboots on the ground. And then there was that text between 2 Toronto police officers where the one said, "Oh, wasn't that awesome?" And where is it in my notes here? That was to the effect of, wasn't that awesome? Kay, can we practice that? Well, okay, we sent thugs up to Ottawa. Anyways, Candace, in an interview with the Rebel News, said what had happened at the time was 2 police officers, she believes it was. I mean, she was kind of in shock. She said she thinks it was 2 police officers. Dragged me by my coat. They kind of dragged her out of the melee and tossed her in a snowbank. She thinks one of them might have kicked her because she had a bruise on the back of her thigh that kind of couldn't be accounted for in the footage of the horse business, but we'll leave that as perhaps neither here nor there. She then got up and walked back into the protesters where she felt secure because she didn't feel secure with the police. 45 minutes later, she was taken by ambulance to the hospital, where again, I believe she spent 4 days. So yeah, but the police investigated themselves and said as she wasn't seriously injured, Trudeau's hair looks good.